Unk, thank you so much, man, for joining me today. You got a big smile on your face. I know you're ready to go. You've been talking about it since your last fight. How's Florida treating you?
It's going good. Training's well. Got great middleweights here to work with. Um, our camp's pretty thick, with middleweights and the heavier weight classes, light heavyweights and heavyweights right now. So it's really nice.
A middleweight that just recently fought was Derek Brunson. Man, he went out there and what did you think of that fight? Of Kevin Holland and just talking the whole time, and it was weird, right?
Now it's that's Kevin Holland's thing. That's his thing. You saw his fight with Jacare as well. He likes to talk while he fights. It I guess it helps him cope with his. I don't know if it's anxiety or nervousness, but everybody has their own antique, and and I don't think it negatively affects his performance, you know. So it's good for him.
So basically, no matter what he did, Brunson would have did the same thing to him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Skill set wise, you compare the skill set. The guy doesn't really wrestle, The guy doesn't really train wrestling, so. Um, and that's Derek Brunson's bread and butter. And now that he's working with Henry Hoof, his striking, he can see stuff a lot better. Now that he's sparring with uh, higher level guys, he can see those shots a lot better.
What about you when you work with Brunson? You know what I mean? Like, what does he bring to you as a training partner?
A lot, his style, his wrestling, um, his just unorthodox striking techniques. He's a great training partner for me.
Yeah, he's very like people say, oh, he's athletic, but really Brunson is one of those guys that are kind of freakishly athletic, right?
We have a lot of freakishly athletic people in our group. Phil Hawes is like
Okay.
super athletic, you know. Impa here, he's very super athletic as well. Um, if you talk about explosive guys, those guys are super explosive. And then there's Ange as well, from Switzerland. Um, we have a lot of explosive guys. Derek Brunson is explosive, but particularly like there are other guys just as explosive or not more explosive than he is.
Well, that's a huge benefit for you, man. Just facing guys like that with different styles. And let's talk. What's up?
I said 100%,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why I moved down here too, to be able to train with guys like them.
Now, the coaching staff, I just wanted to know, like, who exactly are your main coaches for, like, everything?
Henry Hoof, uh, Coach Greg Jones, Kami Barzini, uh, Dr. Corey Peacock, and then we have the older fighters. And when I say older, I don't mean any disrespect by that. Like Nick Lance just joined the coaches as well. Sean Soriano, helps with the pads and clean up our striking technique. So we have a great group of coaches there.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of you taking some instruction from Nick Lentz. How has it been having him as just a coach, not
Amazing.
like a fighter?
Amazing. He's not always pissed off anymore. He's more chill, very helpful, and he knows exactly how we feel. Like yesterday was Thursday, so he knows that we're kind of worn down. So it's kind of nice. He knows that he makes us do pretty hard drill in the beginning, and then a couple of slower drills, and then cut us short. So he's very aware of our body because he's been through it and he knows the grind. So it's really nice. It's 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 easy to follow coaches that have done it. Walk the walk instead of just talk the talk. So at Sanford you have guys, coaches that walk the walk, and instead of just talk the talk. So it's nice.
Yeah, you guys definitely have a great mix of coaches down there. And a new face, Brendan Vera, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have asked you about him and training with him rather than fighting him. What's the difference?
It's I've always respected him. Even when we fought, there was no disrespect. To have him in the room is amazing. We kind of encourage each other. We kind of give each other tips, and we kind of help each other. So it's really nice. Um, and I'm kind of helping him for his camp, and he's kind of helping me for my camp. So that's really nice.
Now let's turn the tables to April 28th. You won on TNT 4. You're defending your light heavyweight title against Vitaly Bigdash. Now, when you flash back, to 2017, you fought Bigdash twice in the span of 6 months. Do you feel like that was the turning point of your career?
100%. Big Dash made me who I am today. Um, he's the reason why I moved down to Florida as well. Um, if it wasn't for him, I would be still happy where I was, doing what I was doing. Instead of taking this, dive to go down to Florida to a new camp, new trainers, new people. But it was the best decision that I made, for my career. Um, if you see my last 3 years has catapulted me, and the reason being was beating Vitaly Bigdash.
Yeah, catapulting. That's a perfect word to describe what you've done with your career after that. When you're looking back at it, do you ever sit back and think about it, like where you have, how far you have come?
Yeah, like I've always believed in myself. I've always believed that I could do it, and I always believed in myself. But somewhere along the road, after 10 years in, 12 years in, I'm like, man, this is this might never happen. You understand what I'm trying to say, right? you know with your career as well. It's like, man, what am I doing? This is like, you're treading water. But then all of a sudden you make, you win some fights, you start having that momentum. And then that was my fight against the first fight against Vitaly Bigdash, 10 days notice. And then I lost. But in that fight, I made sure that under contract that I would get a rematch. It was the best decision that I made.
Well, comparing me to you is not the best comparison, but I
No,
understand
it is.
exactly.
Yeah, it is. In every craft, in every
Mhm.
every line of work, you have that. You have that breakthrough moment. But before that breakthrough moment happens, it's like you're treading water for a
Mhm.
long time,
Yeah.
and it sucks. It sucks. But you got to keep going, and you got to have that self belief.
Yeah, I guess, like you said, you're treading water. You're just continuing to grind and treading water, and you feel
Yep.
like it's not gonna happen. And then when it does, I think that makes you a different person compared to somebody that just bursted onto the scene and just kind of like got the spotlight without earning it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I believe that that was the case with, no disrespect to Kevin Holland or anything, but that was the case for Kevin Holland. And so when Derek Brunson, right? Um, Derek Brunson was thinking his fight was a 3 rounder, you know. So that just like kind of goes to show, like, you do have to grind. You do have to grind, and it takes, for us, it takes like decades.
Yeah, man. Now with Big Dash, he hasn't fought since 2018. There's some mystery to that, right? Do you like the element of surprise of this matchup coming up?
I thought he fought in 2019. I could
Did
be
he?
wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so it's still
He,
been a while though
yeah.
for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess. Um, so you don't know how much they've improved during that time. Uh, I know since our first meeting, our second meeting, I've improved a lot. I know I've improved a lot, and I'm going to show it on April 28th.
I also saw that you added a mental coach. How has that been?
Great. It's kind of funny. Everything happens for a reason. Like Sanford brought in a sports psychologist like a month ago, and during that time, the things that go on with Myanmar, every morning I would come to the gym depressed and sad. In sparring, I would get hit with shots that I don't usually get hit with. You know, so it was really like, it was really hard. Hard time for me, and to try to do a hard championship level camp was kind of hard. So having that sports psychologist, I was able to just allocate some time during the day to um, to keep updated with what's going on in Myanmar, to post, whatever I wanted to post, and then take the rest of the day, not think about it, and focus on the task at hand, which is, preparing for this big fight. So it's been great. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, especially yourself, and you have family back in Myanmar, and it is a big concern for yourself. So, separating that, man, I think that will be so beneficial because a lot of guys, it's hard for them to do that, and you have the help of a professional.
For sure. Every morning I would wake up and I would get news from my not even just random people, but just close friends, close friends and family member. And it's sad. It's super sad, like what am I supposed to do? I'm just like honestly, like they see me as like, like a hero and all that, but I'm just a regular man with a family who has to who is a professional fighter by trade. I can't fight the military. The military coup. I can, you know, I can share, like I can shine the light on it, but like I can't knock it out. Like it's not. I'm not a politician, and it was kind of hard because I got a lot of hate messages. I got a lot of hateful comments and such. So
Yeah, I could only imagine, man.
yeah, and I internet being the person that I am. I kind of like internalize people's comment. Even though I shouldn't. Like I would read people's comment and the hateful comment, and then it would really like bug me and hurt me like during training, and I can't even focus. So I had to like set time for it and then go on with my life. My life being a father, being a husband, being a professional fighter, and being in camp for the biggest fight of my career.
Did it almost make you realize how toxic social media can be, and staying away from it more, it allowed you to kind of realize and see more things in your life, the more positive things?
Yeah, for sure. Like social media can be very toxic.
Mm.
So is the news. So is
Yeah,
any news. Like
yeah.
if you look at too much news, like you see how bad this world is. So sometimes you just got to set aside and just focus on what's the task at hand. But I'm not taking away from anything that's going on in Myanmar. Like
Yeah.
what's happening in Myanmar is really, really, really bad. You know. So
Let's get back to that and talk about Big Dash and what's the expectations for yourself.
yeah. Well, I expect my first two fights. He took me down so easy. And that's the reason why I moved camps and I moved down here. And I've been working really hard with Coach Greg Jones and Kami Barzini on my wrestling. Um, and hopefully it shows. Fight night comes. My striking is better now with Henry Hoof's system, and I have great training partners. This should be a fun one.
The coach that's probably not as known as your other coaches is Peacock. Is it Dr. Peacock?
Dr. Peacock. Yeah.
Dr. Peacock. And how has he transformed you, man? Because I've noticed that you're like much bigger, more muscular. You do seem
Yeah.
stronger as
Yeah.
you fought Alon, who's probably one
Yeah.
of the most jacked dudes in the whole promotion, and you handled yourself in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, I came down after Elaine.
Okay, okay.
Um, but yeah, but by the time I fought, Brendan Vera,
Mhm.
they made me so that my weight was a little bit heavier and I was a little bit stronger. Like all the things that we do are, it's like, um, we don't do too much like CrossFit kind of movement. We do more simplified movements because throughout the week we're training too. And just being a professional fighter, being a professional athlete, and having professional nutritionist, Dr. Doug Keltman is also helping me with my meals, and I have yeah. So like I was saying, I have Dr. Keltman helping me with my diet, and he sends it over to the guy that makes my food at Sidewalk Chef. So I keep my life simple. Um, it's very affordable, and I just eat that and I just train, sleep, eat, train. That's all I do now, and that's transformed my physique as well.
For sure, man. Now, how do you see this fight playing out? The third one, the trilogy.
um, I plan on finishing. I plan on knocking him out within 2 or 3 rounds. Um, I want to put the nail in the coffin and finish our rivalry off. And I want to do it in a way that he never wants to fight me again.
The past couple of years you've had the attention on you. You know, what I mean, you have all these other challengers, so you could kind of see Big Dash there, but not really focusing on him, man. But he's been watching you the whole time. I guarantee it, right?
Sure.
So when you're in that type of position, what does it make you feel like? Does it almost make you feel like that you've kind of neglected some of the challengers in some ways?
No, not at all. He's the reason I moved down here. Knowing what my weaknesses and stuff like that. I'm still the hunter. In my mind, I'm still the hunter. I'm hunting all these guys. I don't put myself as the guy that's hunted. Like last year, a lot of people called me out. I'm coming for them.
I like it. Now,
Yeah.
you're so humble, man. Every time I speak to you, you have so much great things to say about most people. But have you ever had a time in your career where like your ego somewhat took over and it got you in trouble during a fight?
In my early 20s,
Mhm.
in my early 20s, and then the more you lose, the more you learn,
Yeah.
or else you can't do that. Man, I thought I knew it all, in my early 20s, and then life has a way of humbling you. Um, and now I stay humble and I keep my life simple,
Mhm.
stay with my family, and just try to be the best version of myself and put on great shows that fans would enjoy. When I fight, I don't fight for points. I fight to end the fight, and I fight in a way that the fans would like it.
Yeah, you definitely do, and I enjoy it. But I think a lot of people criticize you for that too. I've seen it online, like when they talk about your fighting style, they're like, "Oh, he looks like he's wild," but really, like you said, you're in there to finish the fight. You're not in there to win a decision.
Yeah, no, I'm not. And it's fine. It's fine. Criticism is good.
Mhm.
Everybody can have their opinion, and that's fine. Um, I just need to learn to not to internalize, when people criticize me.
Mhm.
I was criticized all the time, so it's okay. It's nothing new.
All right. One last thing, Gordon Ryan, he recently signed with one championship. When you saw that news, what was your reaction to that?
Good for them.
Mhm.
It's it adds a fresh face, more attention to the company. Um, maybe he can, hopefully he can compete soon. I don't know when he's gonna ever compete,
Mhm.
but it's good. It's not a bad thing. I've met Gordon Ryan before. He's come to Hard Knocks before. He's not like he's not what he is on social media. Outside, he's pretty chill. You know.
I think he'd be a good addition to the light heavyweight division if he did compete in MMA. I believe that's where he would fight.
You think so? You
Yeah,
don't think he'll be middleweight?
maybe. Hey, either one,
Yeah.
it'll be a nice addition to the division.
Well, it's different when you're doing jujitsu,
Mhm.
versus when you can slap somebody versus when you can punch somebody.
Mhm.
It's different.
Yeah, definitely different. All right, now, hey,
It's gonna be good though. It's
yeah,
gonna be good. I think he'll be a good addition.
yeah.
Let him build up. Let him get some fights in. And then I think one championship can really build him up. In the future.
Yeah, they did it with Gary Tonin. I feel like they could do it with Gordon Ryan. Why not?
Sure. Sure. Every promotion have their own thing. Like remember Aaron Pico when he was signed to Bellator. Aaron Pico was 0-0 at that time, and look where he's now. He's a legit 45er, and so it's great. Gordon Ryan. I hope that they could do the same with him as well.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to that, seeing his
But
development.
maybe he's not. Maybe he's more into just grappling. You know, and I know one championship does grappling matches as well, so that works as well. So
April 28th, one on TNT4, the
yep,
light heavyweight title, man. You get to defend it.
yep,
I'm looking forward to
yep.
it. Thank you so much, Ong.
You bet. Take care, my man.